For people with not really, like with thin hair, we have these little micro links. They have silicone inside. So it's kind of like a little gummy, so it doesn't stress the hair too much. Somebody has thicker hair, then you can use the regular aluminum ones. But I like to use these because I believe in healthy hair extensions, not 100%, but like 200%. So seriously, I don't want to damage anybody's hair because, yeah, I've been there. You can grab the strand from this side, and then with this side, you apply the part. You always want it to be a triangle. And you don't want to put the microlink straight onto the scalp. You always want to lay it down. So what you do now?
Can have movement, right?
Twist it a little. With the hook, go like this, and pull it through. And if you guys don't mind, you can bring back the hair to me.
It's all up here.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Laying it down, and then you clip it longer. Yeah, there's different sizes. So now you leave 1.5 inches out.
Okay.
So the space, and then you make another triangle.
Oh, so that one's gonna be down.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this one lays down.
You have a girl or a boy?
A boy.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. I'm good.
There you go.
Are those from the beauty shop? Or
So do the same thing that we did on this side, Yes.
You teach everything.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You're probably going to have more questions afterwards.
She's yours for life.
I'll give you
For life.
knowledge. You know what I mean? Right. And now you connect these two right here. It's so cute. Now what you do is exactly, you connect it in the middle. Hold it and push it. It has to be a little more. I usually, you want like a...
I would still have hair like that.
Yeah.
I probably want my skin tone.
Why not? That's 26. You see?
They usually have a really long.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so, and then the after.
Just to tell you guys a little bit about myself, I do makeup and hair over 10 years now. I'm from Germany. I moved here 6 years ago. Been doing extensions for over like 7 years. Amazing business. I don't know how many people here have extensions, know anything about extensions. Okay. They say in California every third woman wears extensions. I do. I wear extensions. I have very, very thin hair. You can't really see because I try to do the best out of my hair. And you know, there's a lot of money to make with coloring, hair cutting, and you know, overall being a cosmetologist, but there's a lot of money to make with extensions. Because not only can you color extensions, cut extensions, and do, you know, whatever you can do to any, like, real human person's hair, but you can also do that to extensions. And a lot of women now these days, you know, they want to look fabulous, they want to have a lot of hair, they want to have the Hollywood look, and, you know, not everybody's born with it. So luckily, you know, there's us, we can provide that. And what I teach is fusion extensions, and I kind of created my own technique, which are out of the micro beads, which is kind of like the newest thing right now. It's the least expensive, because the fusions is very tedious. You know, it's keratin enhanced tips that you apply to the hair, and you have to go strand by strand by strand, which is an amazing technique. I love it. It will last a long time if you apply it right. It can last up to 3 to 5 months. Of course, you have to have, like, you know, every month you have to see your client, and, you know, it's not just like putting extensions in and that's it. But right now, the microbead situation is very, very popular. A lot of people, you know, they apply it on the weft and pull one hair up, pull one hair down. There's a million of techniques, but I created kind of like a healthy technique, which I show it right here. It's like the flattest thing, but we'll get to that. Before I do that, I don't know, does anybody know anything about hair?
You mean the hair they're buying?
The hair they're buying, exactly. Like, you can go to a beauty supply and you're probably super overwhelmed because you don't know what there is, because there's all these different packs and, you know, all these different names. There's Yaki, there's Remy, there's, you know, braiding hair. Do you guys have any idea which one is good hair, or what is good hair? What does Yaki mean? What does Remy mean? Let's start with Yaki. Yaki is mixed in with synthetic hair, which usually is the cheapest. It will last you, I want to say, up to 6 months. You can curl it, but you shouldn't color it, or you shouldn't perm it or put heat on it. And you should just leave the hair as is. And then there's Remy hair. Yes, this is the higher grade hair. But then there's different grades of Remy hair. There's 1A to 5A. So you can get the 1A, you can get the 2A, but I have I have samples, and I can show to you guys, you know, like, you can feel on the texture what's good hair and what not. And to come back to my question, who wants to make money, that's where that comes in. Right now, when somebody does extensions, or, you know, let's say a client makes an appointment with a hairstylist, usually they get their own hair. They go to the beauty supply, they have no idea what they're getting, they're just buying hair, and then they come to you and tell you, hey, can you put that in? Which I feel like, as a cosmetologist, it kind of like takes away the professionalism. You should provide the hair for your client, because it's just, let me tell you an example. It's like you go into the pharmacy not really knowing, like, you're super sick, you don't know what you have, but you're just looking at the back of the medicine, and you're like, oh, okay, I self-diagnosed myself, I think this is what I have, let me take that. It's not really going to work out for you, or maybe it is, you're lucky, but, you know, in the long run it's not. So you should, if you go to a cosmetologist, to a professional, then you want to get their professional opinion, and you want the cosmetologist to, you know, let you know, hey, there's different textures of hair, there's different grades of hair, this is what I think is good for you, and this is what I apply, this is what I want to apply in your hair. Because at the end, this is our job, this is what we create. So if the hair is not right, and you put extensions in, and the client's not happy with it because they can't do anything, or let's say they want to straighten their hair and all of a sudden the ends burn off, you know, it will, like, shine a bad light on you, because you're the one that put it in, and that's where you lose out on money. Why do you want to have somebody go to the middleman, not knowing what to get, and then come to you to put it in? There's different textures of hair.
So you're trying to match up the client's natural hair texture with the extension.
Right. But you want to make sure that it's the best quality of hair that you have. You want to supply hair to somebody so it can last up to 2 years, and you have that person keep on coming back to you every 4 weeks, or depending on what technique you do, and that's how you keep your client, you know, a continuously client. One time a person coming to you is not going to be your client. It takes up to 4 visits for a client to become your client. It's you know, this business is a great business, but you have to hustle. You have to know, you know, what you're doing. Your professionalism has to shine through, because people, otherwise they will keep on switching and, you know, finding somebody else. Oh, I'll find this person, maybe she can put it in, or, you know, maybe this one is cheaper. But the more you know, the more professional you are, the more you're gonna, you know, attach to that client and they will come back to you. So if you want to touch this.
Miriam, this is all real hair though.
Oh yeah, this right
All
here.
real hair. So what changes the grade? What makes a good strand of real hair and a not so good strand of real hair?
This is 5 grade A human Brazilian virgin hair. Virgin hair means non-processed, non-chemically treated. So it only comes in 2 colors. It comes either in a dark black or it comes in a brown, like a dark brown like this. So there's no virgin blonde hair. If you guys ever see some blonde hair, you always know this is chemically treated. Maybe if you buy a bundle for over $1,000, it comes from Russia or something, that would be virgin hair. But this hair, so the grades, there's 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A. 1A means multiple donors, up to 4 means multiple donors, less donors, which means like from one person's hair, but 5A means that whole bundle comes from one person. Yeah, if you feel it, what do you think it feels? Feels pretty real, right? Yes.
Where do you buy this hair wholesale?
Okay, I get it from Brazil. I get it from a company that manufactures it. I stopped buying Indian hair. A lot of people maybe know about Indian hair. I don't really like the concept because women in India donate their hair to the temple,
Right.
thinking, you know, this is something for God. This is something, you know, they do.
Religiously. Every
Right. And then I don't think they have any idea that in America or in Europe, everybody's wearing their hair. So it's a morally kind of like, you know, thing that I don't really agree with. And also, I choose to distribute Brazilian hair because I like the texture of it. Indian hair is a little too silky, so it doesn't match everybody. There's a lot of people that like to do clip-ins or, you know, like leave their own hair out, and then it just doesn't look right. It's just, you know, like we tend to have like Hispanics or African Americans, they have a different texture of hair. And no matter how much you try to straighten it, you won't get it that silky. And with Brazilian hair, it will blend in a lot better. Now this right here that you guys have, that's a body wave. Let me show you guys something in between. So this is 26 inches of a lower wave.
But that's been chemically treated to have the curl in it though.
No.
No?
No, not chemically treated. They steam it. They have, it's funny, they put it on like little perm rods, depending on the curl they want. Like the deep curl that you just saw is on really thin ones, and this is on bigger ones. So this, you can call it a Spanish wave too. So once you have it in, I want to say the curl drops a little bit. And that's another thing you guys have to know. When you purchase hair, it would never look like when you buy this on a bundle, it would not look like this on somebody's head. So when you see somebody with curly hair, you kind of like have to create an eye and think, okay, this is going to drop a little bit. Especially when people put heat on, you know, now everybody likes to put their hair on a rod and get these little mermaid curls. The more heat you put on, the more it drops. Now it will never ever get straight, but it will lose a little of the curls. So people with a wave, this is amazing for. Especially if you do a lot with your hair. This is the type of hair I have in my hair. And I never keep it like this. When I wash it, it will be like this. But I just like the, you know, I like the rod look. I like this little mermaid curl. And it holds for, I want to say 5 days. Yeah, I don't have to do nothing to it. So, a lot of people like straight hair. There we go, something like this. This is a little lighter too. So you guys see that because this is virgin hair, there's not one identical. So every bundle you buy has a different color hair, which is great because you can do whatever you want with it. You can color it. You can bleach. I have a lot of customers that want ombres. So I just lighten the ends and then tone over it. There's a lot of people that like you know, bright colors right now. On your own hair, it fades really fast. You know, you have to upkeep it every, I want to say 3 to 5 weeks, just to make it look, you know, that nice bright color again. And a lot of people, you know, they get extensions and color those, and it will last a lot longer and it won't damage your own hair. That comes to my next thing. Do customized clip-ins. A lot of people can go now and get clip-ins, but they will only last, you know, for so long because there's not good hair provided with clip-ins. You buy $150 clip-ins and they last you 3 to 4 months. You know, it sucks. But you, as a professional, you can offer to your client, hey, I know you don't want to do extensions, maybe you're uncomfortable with it, you don't want to have always, you know, big hair, but if you go out once in a while, I'll make you some customized clip-ins. Let me get your measurements, and you buy this wholesale and put another $100 over it, and the client has this for life. You can cut it, the ends, because it's not a live cuticle anymore. Of course, it doesn't get the protein that, you know, our hair gets. But still, with proper care, which proper care means, you know, shampoo and condition it and maybe deep condition it once a month or something. Same thing you would do to your own hair. This will last forever.
So you can use, and no special shampoo for it?
No.
Or is there just whatever you have at home?
You know, I use Dove on this one, because I use Bosley on top. But for this hair, believe it or not, you can feel this. This is over a year. I keep on reusing it.
Oh, yeah. You're on which type now? Which one?
Remy.
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 And what does
Forget
Remy mean?
Yaki.
Remy is just...
Remy is just, it's not a brand.
Okay.
It's not, it just means that it is the highest grade of hair.
Real
Natural
hair.
human hair.
No artificial mixed into it.
Exactly.
No nylons, no polyester.
If you buy it like this, now there's a lot of, like, I don't know, I'm pretty sure everybody knows Wow or, you know, other supplies. You know, there's the stores that where it says Remy and then under it says like added synthetic, or, you know, I don't know. There's a myth that some places sell their hair mixed with horse hair, or I don't know, some type of animal hair. I don't know anything about that. All I know is that it took me a long time to find good hair, because I've been putting hair extensions in my hair forever. And I was one of those people that would spend so much money on hair because I like my hair to look fresh. I don't like, you know, I want it to look natural. I don't want people thinking, is she wearing extensions? Is she not? Even though I don't make a secret out of it, I'm pretty honest about it. But still, you know, I don't want to give the impression that, oh, you know, it looks ratchet. So, you know, that's why I've been searching for companies. Oh my gosh. I told you guys I created my own little technique. This is my braidless weave. If we have enough time, I'll let somebody try it. I'll show you guys how to do it. And then connect it. Well, basically, I make a U. Oh, that's another thing. Never, ever put in a track straight. It will not look right. It will, you know, it will extend the hair. It will probably give it more volume. But when the client wants to put it in a ponytail, it will not look right at all. So always make a U. Very, very, very important.
And then this is before.
This is before, and then this is sewed on.
So okay, so it's sewed on, and so this is not the braid anymore.
This is not that's what I call the braidless.
Braidless. Yeah, for those that
right.
They can't braid those teensy weensy little braids.
And there's a lot of places now that do the microlinks, but they don't connect it like I do. They actually put the microlinks a lot closer, and then sew in between the microlinks, which to me is like a nightmare for hair, because I've been wearing extensions forever and I lost a huge amount of hair, you know, just because I wanted to wear extensions, because I didn't care. Or basically, I did care, but I didn't care enough. And then when your client, you know, after 2 years sees, oh, my ponytail went from this to this, you know, it's not good for you. This is America. They sue you for things. So
Hair fall out because it's too heavy, or
when you sew hair on, you have to be really, really, really gentle because it's almost like floss. Exactly. You know, it's pretty sharp. When you sew it onto the hair, it can very, very easily, you know, just break your hair off. Or, you know, just rip the follicle out of your scalp and then you won't grow it. You know, like a lot of things can happen. I lost a lot of hair with microlinks. I used to have, I think for at least 4 years, microlinks individually in, and I noticed a significant loss on hair. So that's why I connect the hair with the microlinks and then sew it on to the strand. If you guys want to, I don't know if you guys see.
Microlinks, those little beads with the silicone in the middle?
Exactly. I'll show you what you need. So there's these little guys. I'm pretty sure you guys saw them before. The little beads. So you can put them individually on, of course. It takes a long time. The price went significantly down. It can take up to 4 to 6 hours, or it can take up to like 3 hours. You know, it all depends how gentle somebody is. Do they have their license? I mean, there's a lot of, you know, possibilities, which I don't really believe in the microlinks individuals anymore. If somebody wants individuals, I always suggest the keratin bonded. But that's another thing. Don't get the ones that are already pre-tipped. I don't know what kind of keratin is on there, but it's very, 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 very strong. I noticed whenever I have a client come to me with the pre-tipped ones, you know, they have like this brand 909, or, you know, they look like kind of like this, and then the strand is right here, or is sitting in it. It's really, really hard to get them out. You should just, with this guy right here, you should be able to just crack it. And I noticed with the pre-tipped ones, I have to put heat on it, which I have to use this guy. And then I apply heat to it, and then still I see a lot of hair come out. And it hurts me. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to hurt my client. I want to enhance their beauty. Yes?
What is that?
This is what you use for fusion extensions.
Oh, okay.
So what I do for fusion extensions is I grab a weft like this, and I cut the strand. Like I personalize their strands. I see how much hair my client has, and then that amount, like that diameter that I have of their strand, I cut, you know, from the weft, and then dip it in one of these pots. You heat it up. I have my own keratin. It's organic keratin that you apply in here. It's a protein. And literally when you take them out, it just cracks off. It like becomes dust. And the client will not lose one hair. So not only did I cut out the middleman again, but I made money selling hair and applying it. It looks like this. You probably, when you do fusion extensions, depending on the hair, somebody with a normal head of hair uses 1 ball, and somebody that has a lot of hair uses maybe 1.5. Beauty supplies have this. You do fusion extensions, you always want to get this keratin and not the pre-tipped ones, because this is a lot less damaging to the hair than the pre-tipped ones. So it's a keratin bond. So what you do is you have to be pretty fast with it. You know, you dip it, you have the strand ready, you have like a screen protector right there, and you apply it, you roll it, make sure it's on there. You have to really like be fast with it because it dries fast. And even if you don't get it right in the beginning, you just crack it off. I crack it off with my hands, but you know, you can use this too, and then re-dip it and apply it. In order for the hair not to fly around, you always want to use a gel. I use this one right here because it doesn't have alcohol in it.
You put the gel where?
On the strand
Before
I apply it, so it can just be, so I don't have like flyaways, and it looks clean.
So you dip it in the glue first, then keratin, and then you put the gel, and then you roll it on?
Yes. So it looks like this. I'll show you. This is 26 inches. When you do under 20 inches, 2 packs, 2 bundles, everything above 20 inches, I will say you need at least 2.5. Especially when you do 26. I have 26. I have a bundle of 26, I have a bundle of 24, and I have a bundle of 22. I have 3 packs. And I have 7 tracks.
And they're all horseshoe?
Yeah. Because I like to, I'll show you. I like to put it up so you don't see anything on the sides. You don't see nothing on the back. You know, it will just float.
So you do your own extensions?
No, with the braidless method, you can actually be done in an hour. You can do 4 tracks in an hour, and it is so flat that, you know, now Caucasians kind of like adjust to it too. It used to be like the tracks only, you know, for African Americans. A lot of Caucasians. No, they don't slip out at all. No, they just didn't agree to, you know, it's if you have braids in and sew it on, it's a high maintenance because you can't just take a shower and just run out. You have to make sure your braids are really dried. You have to sit on the dryer for at least an hour, and you know, it just, a lot of people don't like the way it feels.
So for your tracks, how far apart are they compared to each other?
My tracks?
They're
They're all next to each other. You know, a lot of women, their alopecia is right here, and it can be devastating. It can be, like, that's how my hair used to be. You could literally see through it. And now there's this. It's a lace front. So you could kind of like, you sew it on right here.
Wow.
And you cut this piece. A lot of women that don't have any hair at all, they get a tape and tape it onto, you know, their scalp and then onto this because there's nothing to sew on. So you have to sew the sides down right here so it'll be all, you know, it won't like fly around. But you can make bangs out of this, and it is so thin and your own scalp will shine through that nobody will ever notice that this is not your hair.
Wow.
Here, I'll show you.
In a circle horseshoe on top
I'll
of your
show
head.
you guys a partial weave that I did. This job is an amazing, you know, opportunity to let your art out and to just create beautiful things. But if you don't have a business side next, you know, to your art, then you'll be a broke artist.
So, where are you coloring then at home?
Sorry?
When you color their extensions and do their client consultation and match up their hair colors and everything, you're going to do that at home?
Usually I do it at their house.
Okay.
Because a lot of women, especially the clients that I have that have like thinning hair,
Yeah, they don't want to
they have me take their hair out in their privacy of their home and put it right back in because they don't want to go anywhere else.
So, but when you have to color the hair, where are you coloring it?
Depending, if it's a new client, I'll do it there because I have to, like, you know,
Keep matching it up. So
Exactly.
you bring your color with you.
Yeah.
What color are you using for the extensions? What do you find? What are you working with?
Pravana. That's all I work with. I Redken and Pravana.
And do you sometimes dye their hair to match?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like using Pravana because it has a conditioner in it and keratin protein in it, and it makes the hair so healthy. So I usually like to do everything for my client. I don't send my client to go anywhere else. I cut their extensions. They, you know, I make sure that they get everything they need from me. Let's say you have a client and she wants to get volume. You can only put one bundle in. For volume, this is totally fine. If a client has short hair and they want, you know, they want it to look natural, don't get 2 bundles of 20 inches of hair. Get like a 20 inch and an 18 inch
And cascade it, so it's going shorter to longer.
Exactly,
Instead of
create
poofing.
the layer. And think, you know, money-wise for your client too, because you, like, the length is money. So you don't want to put in 2 bundles of hair of 20 inches, exactly, and then cut it off. You know, so a client will, you know, get the hint really, really fast if you're just in it for the money. But if you show your client that you care, and you kind of like find little tricks and tips to save money for them, they will appreciate that. I don't know if you guys can see it well. She has really, really, really short hair and very, very thin. I mean, because it's curly, can you guys all see? Because it's curly, it looks voluminous, but if you put it in a ponytail, it was super, super tiny. But she wanted a very natural look, so this is what I did. Oops. This is what I did. It still looks very, very natural, but those are 1.5 packs of hair. And the way I did that, she said she didn't like braids, so I did the braidless weave, which kind of like went 1 horseshoe around, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tracks inside the horseshoe.
And everything else then is horizontally going all the way across.
Is that what yours is?
Yeah. And this is how mine looks. You really, when you do extensions, you really have to think of placement. Number 1 is always a consultation. You always want to talk to your client what she does. How does she wear her hair? Does she wear it open? Does she, you know, does she wear it in a ponytail a lot? You always want to talk to your client and see, you know, does she maintain it good? Does she curl it in the morning? Like, what is her routine? And then you think about what hair texture would be good for her.
Question.
And then third, yes.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
These are going like this?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now, some women, she wears her hair open. So she just wanted this, you know, open look. So that's why I made 1 horseshoe and then 7 tracks up. And that's exactly what I have too, because I like my hair down. But then there's a lot of people that like to wear their hair up, or because of work they have to wear their hair up. Now I can do that too, but it's not as comfortable because it's kind of, you know, bulky right here. So then you just do 7 little horseshoes, because, you know, you can all put them up.
And I do that.
Now with individuals, I do the same thing. I always do horseshoes, always. You will never ever see me do just straight ones. I always, sorry. No, go ahead.
Individuals.
Yeah, the individuals, like the keratin based ones, I always do horseshoes. Because this is how our hair flows. So you always want to go with the hair flow. But like, let's say now with the braidless weave, you can be done in an hour. So it has to be really, you have to be careful how you place it, because you want your client to be happy with it. So when you know that they put it up, then just section it, you know, all in horseshoes. Or like what I did just now. The girl that I did with 7 tracks and 1 horseshoe, it took me 1 hour and 15 minutes.
The hair through the bead.
This is the thing, I don't do it through the bead. There's a lot of people that do, but I don't squeeze my needle through the bead. What I do is I place 1 microlink right here. I leave 1.5 inches apart, place another microlink. I place another one. Usually what I do is I count. I do 4 on each side. 4 right here, 4 right here. And then what I do is I'll take the hair, connect it to the second microbead that I have with another microbead. Without any pressure though. Don't pull on the hair.